Oh, you ready with big boy pants? I think it's gonna smack down one more time, and then it's gonna try and rip to the gap. Question if it goes to 42 or 36 first. Holy shit, the buyers are chasing it like fucking crazy. That was an easy 10 points. Well, I'm not gonna complain. Partial size, but still 11 points of a trade. I got in at specifically 44.50. We had one tick down there that was really incoherent. And then the next tick was pretty much like the bottom of the down tick, down ticking. That's when I smacked it. That was a market order. You want a screenshot of the region of interest? Imperator? I mean, that's literally me sitting with the like on the trigger consistently, Dave. Though, like I was sitting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting because the consolidation got really tight there for a region. I'm gonna post it to you privately, all of you. But I'm not intending to post any more in public. But I'll post it to every single one of you in private. No, I don't know what the reason is. He's not answering me either, so I don't know. Doesn't look like it's gonna respect this region. I tried shorting that, but this is gonna end up with a scalp most likely. Yep, I'm flat. Fuck that. I'm not fighting this. Got in at 64.25. And average out was 61.75. Forgot to send it to you, but I'm gonna send it to you as well, Piotr. And you'll see exactly what I'm looking at. It's basically the indicators are giving me a clear signal where I'm looking for a mean reversion. It also happens to be like right around where the full session VPOC is. usually not a region of interest where I trade. Was slightly below the VPOC, which is high probability of pulling in, especially if you're trading lower size, which I was in this. The region of interest there was not generated before PPI. It was generated afterwards. There was huge buyers down there, including me. I sent it to Piotr as well. No, I didn't buy during the PPI. I bought after the PPI, like 1 minute afterwards. I bought once and scalped it, and then I bought a second time. I have to do something like a little bit more with higher diversification, where I do lower size just to maintain my sanity. Because looking at this all day and getting like 3 entries a day, if I'm being really strict with it, it's not like I can feel my mental health going fucking downhill, even though I'm making more money that way. Sitting there for like 12 hours staring at this. No, it's like sitting here just staring at it for 12 hours. Makes you a bit cuckoo, to be honest. Yep, that's how I feel, Jasper. So hence I scalp a little bit more with. Oh, then you have some other issues, my friend. If you can stare at this for 12 hours and not trade, and just take like 3 trades a day, then you definitely have like 3 or 4 trades a day. Then you definitely have some mental clarity. I mean, yes, Jasper, it's one of those things, but the problem is when you're looking at this like consistently and you're not doing something, like you're not doing anything productive because I'm just waiting to see a signal. Like you're not doing anything productive, and that's a huge problem for me because I don't have enough time. Like I need another 24 hours per day, or the market is closed. I will be trading next year. Like there's no doubt about it. But it's just a pain in the ass doing it. Seems like they're going to clear up all the way till we should be past yeah, we're past settlement now. I mean, it's not that I hate not being in a trade. It's the fact that like when you're fighting a lot for to trade, and it has a tendency to like when you're waiting and waiting and waiting and missing opportunities because you're being really selective, that's like flustering. That's the main issue I have currently. Because it might be that it's 5 out of 6 criteria that are fulfilled by the series, or it is 6 out of 6, but I have maybe a total time of 6 seconds to respond and hit it by the series. And if I miss to respond and I have to chase it, then the setup will have a worse RR, meaning it's not ideal.
Like right now.
No, right now it's not a region of interest where I would I wanted to go a little bit lower. I want to go into 65s.
Oh, I'm just saying, like that move that just happened, it almost set up, but I was little. It was just a little late. So it didn't set up.
I would wait for it to be consolidating a little bit more here and then hit
This
it.
is what we're talking about. It looked like that was the move, right? Yet only 3 of the 6 things kind of came to like. So now I'd be chasing it. We're not in the right spot. Right? I get what you're saying.
I mean, that was not a ideal short setup. Like there was a region at 72 where like I wanted more consolidation though. Didn't get it. Now we're into the previous region. Unless it's gonna do something really weird here. Okay, well, that works. I attempted to take a long at 63.25 and then got stopped out for 6 ticks. Belisarius. Should have waited for a little bit more confirmation, but I don't know. I don't do pattern recognition, so I can't say. Short 59.
.2 minute or like 1 minute till news, Risky.
Yeah. I'm gonna flat the position as soon as we hit here. Scaling some here.
Don't break rule number 1.
Don't fight the fucking news. Yeah, I'm flat. No.
Oh, rule number 1 is don't do anything stupid.
No, you never know.
You know
Might
what
be
rule number
smart.
2 is?
Listen to rule number 1.
Yeah, see rule number 1, exactly. It's pretty straightforward.
I just avoided a loss there. That's nice.
So, yeah. So, high fives or what?
Yeah, high five. I mean, it was like a 1.5 R trade there, or something like that.
Oh, it's getting pretty spicy.
Yeah, here it comes.
Juga. That always gets me.
You.
A little bit of a freeze there.
Yep.
Another little freeze there.
Rocket. Was it positive or negative? Michigan 59.1.
Yeah, it's way over.
56.9. I don't know if that's good or bad though.
I think above 50 is supposedly good, but the forecast was 56.
Yeah, but it's like
And
consumer sentiment. Consumer sentiment. If it's higher, if they want a pivot from the Fed, they want it to be lower. So
yeah, you're right.
so it's kind of bearish. That's why it's weird. Like that spike up was weird. A lot of selling as we're like going up, even though like what the fuck? I don't get it. Need a day where I can just like go on to my. As currently I'm fucking around with CFDs again, specifically to test something out. Sure. The spread is like 0.4, so you're paying like almost a point in spread, or 0.8 total. No. I'm trying out something. See if I can take a position at a better price. Basically, like an arbitrage between the actual like future on the CFD broker and the real future. Meaning, technically, you can go long one and short the other, and then or opposites. So you're trying to expand the spread. So if it goes in either direction. Basically putting a straddle with a lower cost. Because the options are way more expensive than the CFDs to trade. And the futures. Just requires more money. But I think it's like technically not okay to do it according to some CFD brokers because you're technically ripping off the broker. I know that there was someone in Sweden who did it. Like they basically went on to one of the CFD brokers, IG.com, and then slapped on a short position, and then they took a long position via their investment account, and basically they were profiting on the non-taxable account. Oh, it has a ridiculously low tax rate. And they were losing money on the tax deductible account. So they both tax collected on the losses and profited. So they basically just gained money. Yeah, siren sounding. So both the state got ripped off and the CFD broker got ripped off. Because technically they were losing money on the opposite end of the trade. Only thing is a problem is that the CFD brokers are usually pretty finicky with withdrawing money from them. So I mean, it's all about like where you withdraw it. You can withdraw it like just for example, like I have had trouble with it before. So if you deposit via credit card or deposit via PayPal, you won't be able to withdraw it to a bank account because they don't want to deal with the banks. So you have to withdraw it to the said credit card or debit card that you're withdrawing it from. And I paid via, yeah. I tried being a dick now and using PayPal and then withdrawing the money through to the bank. So it's like triple laundering here. Trying to do every dirty trick in the book to get myself in trouble. Mixing crypto money with real money. That's so I won't pay any taxes on it. You know? The problem is that because they are one of this broker has a agreement with my taxing agency, so they have to. They will allow you to withdraw more than you deposited technically. The problem is when you're paying tax, you have to kind of explain where that money comes from. So the original part of the money. So technically, like if I deposit it and make money by trading the money, so like let's say like I make 100%, then sure, I could make some from it. But the original amount has to stay there. They get pretty pissed off about that. So technically you can input money that's dirty and then clean it by trading, and then you can, if you're a good trader, you can take that money and then withdraw it and then use the other money back to where you wanted it. Oh, that's one of the plans why I'm doing it as well. Because I have too much crypto money that's from different sources. That's not okay. Well, it's coming from countries that's not like... Well, you're not allowed to transfer money from them, at least. That's why I've received money in crypto instead of real transfer. But CFD brokers should be fine to clean it, since they're accepting it. Just have to make profits on it. That's the problem. It's not like it's not from that kind of income. It's just a transfer from Piotr, what you can do is if you have an account that has a debit card on like, what you can do is you make a deposit from a crypto debit card to your CFD broker if you're non-American, and then you have it in the system. Then you just have to make profits with that money. That's what I've done. So I basically transferred my crypto between different wallets, and then transferred it to USDT, then made a deposit into the debit card, and then used the debit card to fund the CFD brokers. But the money is from a country that's not, like, you're not allowed to well, receive that currently. So I wouldn't get the payment if I was in the current state of the world affairs, at least. It's a sanctioned country, yes, Gasser. So I'm basically just going the back route by doing it via crypto instead. So from some godforsaken country, let's put it this way, to USDT and then to euros. That's how I did it. And then euros to CFD broker. And just need to make an additional 80%. The thing is that, like, are they even liable if, like, let's say, like, the money that's transferred out, let's say I make 100% on the initial deposit and I withdraw the 100% from a legit source, which is trading. if I withdraw that money and put it into the banking system, that would be legal, technically. Huh? Like the way it's done, Caster, though, is it's deposited to a CFD broker, which is technically taking money from other people, and then you're taking it from the CFD broker as profits, like your profits, because it's a taxable event. And since they report it to my taxing agency, and that profit is then legal money or clean money. So it's a transaction that's been taken out of the banking system. No, it wasn't not Yasser. The reason being is because it's a sanctioned country that money comes from, which is not allowed to deal in euros or. I think AMP and Tradeovate. Yasser, it's not a huge amount of money, in my opinion. But still, like $15,000 is still $15,000. Well, and let's hope and pray that I get my money out before that happens. Yasser. But it's always funny to look at these situations where technically the sell side of the markets are really greedy, meaning the CFD brokers and usually these OTC brokers. They're so greedy, so they accept payments from sources that should not be accepted. Because they want to make that extra revenue from people. And hence you can just wash it through them. I know someone who did like 10 times my size in doing exactly this during 2022. Because it's not legal to transfer. Well, if you live in Russia, let's put it this way, and you have a lot of rubles that you want to transfer to said other currency, then you buy crypto for that money, sell it to USDT, transfer it the back route. They just have someone that's not the actual account of the crypto account is not in the name of the person that's actually depositing it. Let's put it that way. So it's legally someone else's problem. And legally it's someone else's money as well. It's a dummy account, more or less. It's too late for them to do anything about it at this point, Belisarius. Since it's a prepaid card, Belisarius, the deposit is final when it is done. It doesn't have like the credit card. No, it's not rubles, but USDT. I don't know exactly how he did it. I mean, in this case, it's just like putting it into the system and then making sure it generates more income than it was worth originally. And then I don't care what happens with the rest of the money. I can literally take a counter trade to myself if I want to. There will be a net loss no matter how I do, because I'm going to pay commissions on both sides. So, well, it could be a full transfer of money if I want. That's what's funny about it. Because you can literally like slam in money into one of these CFD brokers, take the opposite trade on your real account, and then just take opposite trade where you actually make profits on real, well, legal money. The CFD broker makes money, you make you launder your money, and everybody's happy. Oh, you weren't alone, Robes. I mean, the government literally, like, okay, let's put it this way: if there wasn't, you regret your life. Okay. I don't know. It depends on your country, Imperator. In Sweden, we have the same tax rate for every single capital gains. Doesn't matter if it's from CFD or if it's from futures, or if it's from an equity trade. It's the same. Nothing much happened after that, did it? Huge spike there in buying. I'm looking for it to test the bottom of the range, to be honest, before I actually attempt anything. I don't want to short the bottom and I don't want to long the top. I'd rather mean reversion this shit. But they seem to be really keen in staying inside of a fucking 8-point range. They basically filled in the area of the overnight session, the LVN, from 60, well, technically from 66 to 65, and then the region 60 till 57. And now they're done here. So now it's going to be the fun part of understanding the next directional move. Because they filled this shit in. So probably going lower to fill in to test the area between 39 and 30s. Question is just for how long they're gonna stay here before they do this. Yeah, they filled it in right in the center of that shit. What the fucking... I think you're playing with fire, Jasper, to be honest. That's what I'm thinking you're doing right now. If you're like scalping this. Apparently negative bias on the actual orders that have been executed. If this doesn't do anything soon, this is like sleep therapy to me.
Would you consider this bullish?
I don't know if it's bullish right now. The volume is steady here. So there's some kind of absorption of it. I don't know what it's doing specifically.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because it's going down to the previous day's open, and then they're just absorbing it all and then like pushing it back up, right?
Question is if they're gonna hold it here though. Like, it's been quite a lot of bars of absorption here now. Like it's not just like one particular area. Looks like it could do a healthy bounce here, but well, I don't know. It's like weird region for me to trade it. Like it's right on the edge of the previous, like on the overnight session, lower distribution. Like right where the high volume node starts. That's where we bounced. So it's like technically an edge bounce or whatever you want to call it. But it's weird region for me to test to trade. It like this. Well, I've just been sitting here like trying to clean my CFD money at the moment. I'm not even trading my like futures account. I'm just cleaning my CFD money. Don't mind me making profits on CFDs instead of paying huge fucking commissions. Well, someone has to clean. My target for this one was the previous highs, which I got. So 65 from 56. Well, 56.50 because it's CFDs, so if you're counting spread. Specs was right. Range day. I think this is because they're rolling over. So they're basically like when one of the trades is in decent profits, they just slam it over. There's some form of arbitrage trading going on. It looks like, because I'm looking at both the contracts currently. It looks really weird. You are trading a chop, Desert. Don't know where he is.
I said 70.
I'm just exiting my long on the CFD trades on NQ right now. For 30 points for 10 points of risk. 1 point spread, so it's technically a 2.8 R.
Chia, don't start smoking. Or what are you chewing or something?
Who? What?
I don't know. Chia wrote something in the their thing here saying he's gonna develop a nicotine addiction. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it, man. Just go to 0-0. No flavor.
Do it Sam Bankman-Fried thing. Get like a bunch of patches around your waist.
No, the vape works. You just gotta taper it back really, then go to 0 and stick it on 0. That's what worked for me. You don't want nicotine, man. It's a fucking disgusting fucking habit.
Holy shit, NQ is still going. Fucking monster. Is ripping ES with it. Holy shit. ES, NQ is going bonkers right now.
Yeah, you got everything.
Like, really fucking crazy.
Facebook and Apple. Apple's cracking new highs.
Bit sad I took everything off there. That was a nice run. It's a 70-point run on NQ from that recent low. 15 points on ES. Insane run. It literally broke the region there where there was an LVN at 66 and then just fucking ran. What a fucking loony. Right on a high volume node, by the way, from the overnight session. Probably a continuation now. And it just continues to rally. Well, that's funny. Not complaining, but well, I guess we're going for 83s then. Because there was no sellers present enough here to actually force it back down. Yeah, we don't trade breakouts. Remember what happens. You become specs. I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be back in a few. got along from 65, 75. I almost got stopped out at 65, 65, yeah, 65. I had my stop at 64, 75, so just scaled some at 69.50. Closest thing to a stop out I've had. Taking another half off here and moving my stop to exactly the break even. The rest goes high of the day or wherever that is. If it's diverging here. So if it slams down again, I'm out. It was a region of interest for me to trade from before, so I didn't care if it was current session VPOC or not. The problem is creating indicators that give you like real confirmation on something that's usable. Words. Otherwise, it's just random noise. Gives you no utility.
Are you trading?
One more time.
What are you trading?
ES and NQ.
Oh, nice. How's that going?
Good.
Yeah. Seems like trading ES has been way better than Bitcoin recently. I've been thinking about switching.
I mean, it depends. Are you trading it via futures or what are you trading it via?
Yeah, Bitcoin futures, perp futures, but the fees are so high and the range keeps getting smaller. I find myself not being able to take too many trades. Like the exchange fees for crypto are kind of insane.
Yeah. That's
I think it costs like, if you're a taker on both sides, it costs like $200 for like a $200,000 notional position, and you're firing off ES contracts like $2.
I mean, like round trip, it is roughly like somewhere between $3 and $4.
Yeah, that's
Like if you
insane, man.
both to open and close is roughly somewhere between $3 and $4 for
Yeah.
$150 per point. What's that, like 400 grand notional value?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I think just like way. Sorry, go ahead.
The problem is to identify a system that works repeatably, like that generates a consistent cash flow, because that's all we're supposed to do here. Like like some strategies are limited to how much you can gain on them before they cap out and they reach a certain percentage, and then they stop yielding a consistent percentage. So it's more like, in my opinion, like most of trading on futures is supposed to be like cash flow generation, more or less. And then where you input that money to actually gain like major alpha in the markets, it's all dependent. Like,
No, yeah, that makes sense. Like you definitely have to treat like day trading futures like a job, right? And you need to be
Yeah.
like have consistent profits. Like if you're not just like actually taking profit and just trying to get the one big trade that like lets you make it, like you're just gonna never make money.
that's pretty much the thing, though. It's finding a way to do that quantitative or repeatably is hard. Like the chop today is unreal. I had a lot better luck with NQ today than I had with ES. So
Like the initial bounces have been pretty wide past few days. Been nutty.
I mean, it all depends, like how tight of a stop you're running and how wide of a well, how tight or how wide of a stop you're running. So how do you trade them? Based on like trading system wise, is it based on indicators? Is it based on like volume profiles or?
I use price action and some order flow. Usually like price action first, order flow second. I like use price action to find like areas of interest, and if I like what I'm seeing on like the footprint in DOM, then I'll take the trade.
Right.
I usually, since I trade off order flow, I'm usually taking. So
Yeah. How did you find the server?
oh, just from the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a few buddies who linked me his channel
Fair enough.
in the ExoCharts Discord. I don't know if you
No clue.
know that. Yeah, it's just it's an order flow suite for crypto. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm trying to move away from that into ES and NQ. So I've been watching Fat Cat a lot.
That's understandable.
What about you, man? How do you trade?
I have a quantitative approach to trading where I trade based on different. I mean, a confirmation bias on different momentum stuff. Like to be very specific. Like it's correlated to volume upticking price versus downticking price versus market orders, depending if it's market buy, market sell. And then I use that as a correlation for momentum. And then use a mean reversion strategy of volatility. So
So you
it's
said
kind
you're
of
like you're looking at the volume and how price moves and trying to like compare like the resistance in a certain way.
I mean, like yes, you're trying to
Okay.
figure out and then using market structure via volume profile to understand where regions of interest are where you can use these like for confirmation. So basically I have 6 criteria for entry to a position. Price
Okay, nice.
consolidation, momentum shifts, where I can see that the larger participants are no longer like if we had a trend up, they're consistent buying and the average volume is lower during this region where I want to fade the move or short it. And then seeing that there's a shift in market orders from buying to neutral in this region. So basically fading retail is the whole thing. Because
Yeah.
you won't be able to affect the institutional buying or selling. Like you can't stand in the way, no matter what size you're running. Like unless you're trading like tens of thousands of lots, like you won't be affecting it at all. Like you can't absorb it, and it's not in your interest to absorb it either. So
Oh yeah. I'd never tried that shit.
no.
So you're looking at stuff like delta.
Well, derivatives of delta.
I see. I see.
I mean
What
the main
suites do you use?
one more time.
What like terminal or like suites do you use?
I am using trading technologies for broker, and then I'm using Sierra charts for charting use.
Yeah. Sierra charts, tried to use it a few times, but I'm sure you know. Can imagine what the problem was. Very very tedious to get something set up in Sierra
It is
charts.
it is tedious to set it up, but once you have a system that's built there, it's but it is.
I kind of like to be able to execute in the same program that I'm using to analyze or like look at order flow. So I've been trying to like try to figure out like what's the best trading platform for that. Someone mentioned NinjaTrade and Edge Pro or something.
I mean,
I don't know if you've heard of any of those.
Edge Clear is kind of okay, but I would say the like NinjaTrader is kind of a shit platform.
Oh, it is? Why?
I mean, it has a lot of problems. It's like it's a system that's built upon other like it's like from the foundation up. It's like you built upon shit, and they don't want to recode it so it's properly useful. So it freezes a lot,
That makes
which
sense.
it is. It's not an optimal platform to run. Let's be clear about that. There are better
Yeah.
platforms for execution, for sure. But it depends, like what your time frame is. If you're really short term trader, then you want something that has like high quality for execution. It depends if you're like predominantly trading on a depth of sales. Then I would say like Jigsaw or Quant Tower or something like that. Those are good
Yeah,
platforms for that.
I do like Quant Tower. Do they actually have like can you see a footprint for equity futures on Quant Tower? I didn't know they had TradFi stuff.
I don't know. I can't remember honestly. Like I haven't been trading there for like a long time.
Yeah, I'm looking for a place, or I'm looking for one that has like delta and range footprints and stuff.
I can't say for sure. Only platform that I use right now for shorting is Sierra, and then I use different platform for execution.
Yeah, what was the one you
I'm using Trading Technologies. MD Trader is the name of the platform, but that's because of execution orders and stuff like that. Because it has co-location and algorithmic fills, so it just allows you diversity of giving different fills.
So like by algorithmic fills, you say like
Let's say you want to
it's like
fill.
semi-automated strategy.
It's not semi-automated, but you can have like conditions that like if the liquidity on the bid is in above a certain amount of lots, then it will send orders to the exchange. Basically, you set a order. Let's say you want to trade 50 lots, for example, and you only want it to display 2 lots at a time. So it allows you to iceberg and basically fancy execution. And it will also average your fill. So you can set it so it can fill within a 1 tick range, so up or down.
Can you do stuff like if it sees a stacked imbalance, it like automatically
You should be able to do that. Yeah.
Interesting. What was it called again?
Trading Technologies.
Okay.
You can get access to their platform and basic order types through AMP, I think. AMP Futures is I think it's an intermediate. They have an offer, but I think it's like I can't remember the price of how much it costs for TT, the platform, and for the co-located orders. It all depends how many trades a day you take as well. the fees on trading technologies are quite hefty if you're new to this or don't have a system that's working really well.
Yeah, I'd say I have a system that's working fairly well. I'll probably take 10 trades a day, maybe 10 or 20.
You're tracking how much your R factor and whatnot as well, like how much you risk versus lose over consistent periods. So
No, I don't do much journaling, to be honest. Obviously, could benefit from that.
that's definitely huge. At least on this side, it is huge. But right to jail right away. Oh, okay. Well, no journaling. That's most people here have been fucking imprinted to that they need to have a system like that. It's like the only reason they're here, pretty much. To have what's it called? Accountability towards their trades. Yeah. That's some
Yeah, I
fat
definitely
if that's the
that's kind of a joke, but it's I
yeah.
don't really have. I trade a few different things, so it's hard to give an answer.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I do think the concept of like holding yourself accountable so you can't lie to yourself is like very important to like learning from your mistakes, right? Because you'll always try to find some excuse why like that trade didn't count if you're not journaling or something.
I mean, it's pretty massive like that. Holy shit. Oh, that was a fat trade. That's nice. First time that ES outperformed NQ in a while now. So basically, we have a system that says, okay, if it breaks below this or above this, then you have your stop based on these regions. So if it flushes past the region and it's consistent, then you take the stop more or less.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of the times if I just like don't like how it looks, I'll just like exit the trade.
Yeah.
Within like a few minutes. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
I've never liked the concept of just like always taking profit at X% and stop loss at Y%. Like
But you
I
have
could be
fixed.
wrong, but like
But
seems like a Forex trader thing.
Yeah.
I don't really get that.
Maybe. Only thing that you have to keep in mind: do you have fixed stops like an OCO order, like that it has a order attached with a fixed stop, like
You mean
a
like a
hard stop?
bracket order?
Yeah, a bracket order for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I got a bit worried there. Like most people, like sure you have areas of interest, but some people don't respect that and just have mental stops, and that ends up being a fucking horrendous idea.
Oh yeah. I cut all my stops really early. That's why I'm trying to stop trading crypto because the fees are insane. It's like it's hard to cut losses early when you're paying 0.001% on fees every time. It's like
Yeah.
$100 to open a 100K order.
Oh,
Yeah, both ways, of course. But yeah, you get stopped out at break even. That's $100 gone. And it's like a lot of the times I would be taking profit earlier, except, I'm not in profit accounting for fees, And I feel like you can get way more trades in for like the same range on equity futures compared to like Bitcoin futures. It's like definitely better risk adjusted returns. Crypto
for
hasn't
sure.
been very volatile lately either, so it's like even worse.
I mean, it all depends. Like you need, like in some conditions, you need a lot of liquidity. So like, it depends what you're going for, and especially since there's been a lot of blowouts and on crypto, there's no reason for a lot of people to trade it. Like a lot of people swapped in 2021 from trading crypto to going over to futures, and a lot.
2021, you said?
Yeah, like mid 2021.
Damn. It seems to me like they just started going to. I see a lot of crypto traders talking about trading equity futures. I didn't know they've been making the change for a while. I feel like right as all the crypto traders stop trading it, it's just going to like take off again. Just like right as people lose interest.
I mean, that might be it, but the thing is that you have more liquidity and other things, then that's also the factor which draws in people. And leverage is considerably higher on
Yep.
futures. Most, like, just take an example of AMP. It's like $400 in margin to open a $50 per point. So 4 points and you're 100% in, like 100% of your initial capital. And that's something that's like, well, if you're running tight stops, you're 50% down or you're 200% up if you're right, So,
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
but I don't advise anyone like going in and going full margin because that's like a way to make sure you blow up. Unless you have a system that's like trading excessively tight. Like my average stop size is about 7 ticks, so on ES. But then again, it also limits to how many trades you can take per day, depending on your system. Another perk of it as well, if you're trading equity futures, is that you get access to trading other futures, of course. So, I mean, there's always something to trade. And that's one of the largest perks of doing it, to be honest.
You said 7 ticks. Is that
Yeah,
$1.75? 175?
No, yeah, it is. Yeah, $1.75 roughly. Well, 1.75 points of movement.
Yeah, that's pretty tight.
I switched them like my tightest stop, well, non-triggered stop is 5 today. So 5 ticks, but that's excessively tight. What are you doing, Harvey? Lynch, you think it's gonna rip down, Harvey? Well, it looks like it at least. I mean, the problem is that you have a lot of people that trade different styles in here, so. I think it's rather useless in trading here as well. A lot of people get stuck in it because you can have other things that give you the same confirmation of it. That's the reason why I have these custom indicators built. Oh, it's not really custom in that way, but because it's covaried indicators that's built upon other variables or input data.
Like, as in covariance.
I mean, it tracks like one of them is an example. Like the bid ask delta is how many market orders are hitting the ask versus the bid. So it compares like how eager the aggressive sellers and buyers are in either direction, and then it summarizes it over a period of time. So you can get the shift in momentum. And if you're trading like a lower time frame, let's say like I have it set up so I have 3 second, 5 second, 15 seconds, and then an overview chart for grander scheme.
See, now I get what you were saying earlier. How you're saying it's a derivative of delta. Gotcha.
Because it is a derivative, since you're zooming it in on a specific time frame, since you only care about the momentum shift in one specific time at one specific region. You don't care about if the overall cumulative delta for the day is up 15,000. It doesn't say anything. Like, it just means that there's more market orders that are buying than selling. Does that give any indication of where price will go next? Probably not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But if you can see the shifts in the momentum at points in time, that's where it gives you like an edge.
So it's the shift based on time and the price, or just the time?
Like I'm basing it off how the orders, the volume executed is either taking the price up or down. So let's say
So it doesn't count delta that doesn't move the price?
I have one that's specifically for that market. Bid ask delta tracks any market order that's executed, no matter if it moves price or not. While uptick downtick trades, it only checks for price movement that actually, volume that moves price.
I see.
Because you need to know you can have okay, let's just say for instance a region where you see price is hitting into a region but bid ask delta is going up, meaning cumulative delta. Then there's that just says that there's absorption in that region. But if you're seeing consistent upticking and consistent big bid ask delta, then you're seeing that price is moving up in correlation with the actual market orders going through.
I see.
And then if you correlate that to volume and a few other things, then you get a pretty solid system of knowing where people are trapped or not trapped.
That makes sense.
And it's also like one of the things a lot of people don't think about is that you can use. I can show him the ones that I show you guys. That's not a problem. I'll just screen share this one. So here's an example of something I did not catch at all, where you have basically moderate Bid ask delta, which is market orders, versus uptick downtick, where you have price consolidating. We're having a shift here in uptick downtick towards the upside. So we are having 544 lots on average during a, what's that? That's like 100-second period where it summises for 100 seconds and then prints a new bar.
So
And
what was the difference between your
this
your
one only
uptick downtick delta and the bid ask delta? Bid ask delta
Bid-ask-
is obviously
bid ask delta is
yeah.
only for market orders. This one only tracks if price movement is up or down.
Oh, okay. I see.
So the volume that ticks the market up one tick or down one tick.
I see. Interesting. So it's tracking the volume and not like
It's
how
tracking
many
the-
ticks it actually. Okay.
It tracks the volume that is moving the price in one direction or the other. And then
So if there was volume that didn't move the price, it would
it
just show
doesn't
up in
count it.
bid ask
It doesn't
delta.
exactly. It would just show
Okay.
up there.
Interesting.
And that gives you correlations that you can use together with volume. And like on this screen, I don't have everything. I'm using a second instance for other indicators, but these are the 3 ones that I'm showing to everyone in here.
Yeah, I like the idea. That makes a lot of sense. Because you're right, like just CBD by itself isn't very useful.
No, it's not. Like here you can see it on a larger time frame where it's more of a trend way of checking trend basically. So you can see here like large volume tapering. If there was a consolidation here and you had a region of interest, that would be a good opportunity to short it. Just based off that they're sloping down. They're basically showing the momentum is drifting in a different direction instead of being consistently up, where it's tapering like that. You
What
can see. Oh,
what
one more time.
what are the rotational how are the candles denominated on this chart? Like
In this chart here, it's 15 seconds.
15-second chart. Okay.
Yeah. But this is just for a grander scheme of things, just to understand the directional move. So that's the reason why I have it in 15 seconds, 3 seconds, and 5 seconds, just to check the different intervals. There's a slight difference between 3 and 5. It's not huge. It's barely noticeable. But generally, between 5 and 15, you can see a huge difference in the way that it's represented and the color scheme as well. Like right here is an example of a region where, like I've marked out regions of interest. So 66 to 65 is technically a region of interest where I would try to trade it. And this is like the optimal setup here, where you're having bid ask delta, market orders are buying consistently here, price is consolidating in time. You're having a shift of uptick downtick that they're predominantly buying up, and it's holding there. So you could get an entry here with really tight stop, and then just hold on to that
Yeah, this is
until
really clean. Really clean.
it's built for that reason. But it's just an example. Like this doesn't work obviously always. You need regions of interest where it actually trades. Like for example, this is one of the regions that I marked out Synertia earlier. It's not being respected whatsoever after a certain amount of time has passed. But certain regions are over and over again being used. Like here's an example, there's an example. But it's based off the other volume profiles. Like just like this one is a region of interest.
Is that the daily or session?
This is full session.
Full session. Okay.
So both the overnight session and the RTH. It's basically combining the volume profiles for the last 24 hours.
So you find the overnight session useful, like in terms of
Yeah, it
the
is
volume
very
profile?
useful.
Okay.
It's very useful because if you're combining both of them, like, it gives you a, like, okay, let's put it this way. If the overnight session is trading a certain thing, let's say like we have news at 8:30 before the market is open even, that is counted into the overnight session. So if there's a news event that has happened, it will give you an area where it's trading, where it might be really important news that has happened. But like, it doesn't mean necessarily that it's going to be respected. Like, everything is down to how it behavior around a certain region or order flow around a certain region is. Everything else is just like the movement itself can be any number of things that's happening. Like,